So you guys know that talking about Taiwan semiconductors is just as silly as talking about the electromagnetic pulse. And it's kind of blows my mind that people just talk about the Taiwan semiconductor thing like it's a real issue in U.S.-Taiwan Chinese relations. It's a joke. So the electromagnetic pulse is a much more widely acknowledged joke. Some right-wing novelist talked about the electromagnetic pulse and how, there could be a surprise EMP attack. So like a bunch of semi-literate Republican representatives like to do this big, we gotta face the threat of the North Korean EMP or whatnot. And the standard response to that is like, yes, obviously this is a horrific possibility that an magnetic pulse could turn off all of our electronic devices. It's very scary. But what's scarier is that would happen in the context of a nuclear war. And yes, there's a lot of effort not enough, I agree, but there's a lot of effort in US foreign policy to avoid a nuclear war. So like an EMP is just like, I'm glad that people are worried about aspects of nuclear war, but the idea that we aren't doing anything about nuclear war is pretty stupid. The Taiwan semiconductor thing is also quite similar. It's been rolled out over the past couple years to try to make Americans care about Taiwan, which is a pretty silly thing for Americans to care about. It's basically designed at this point as a World War III trigger. So if Americans think about Taiwan very hard, they'd be like, oh, we should get rid of it. So this sort of semiconductor thing has come up. It's nonsense. It's not like semiconductors are only grown on the island of Taiwan. But like the EMP standing in for nuclear war, a much bigger thing that we are thinking about and should be thinking about a bit harder, the Taiwan semiconductor thing is but the smallest aspect of how horrifying war between US and China would be. If that happened, we'd be talking about the wholesale shredding of all of the supply chains that everything depends on. Like the Taiwan semiconductor thing is just, it's not a serious, it's like a small factor in a much bigger thing. And I think the reason that, we're asked to focus on these silly little things like an EMP or a Taiwan semiconductor is because if you think about the bigger thing, then we'd be working towards peace. And the point of focusing on these little things is to make war more likely.